What's up, guys? It's Casey Zilkelman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another top 10 video. In today's video, we are counting down the top 10 most quotable Mary Sanderson lines in the Hocus Pocus movies because it is Kathy Najimy's birthday today! So, let's celebrate our favorite witch by reliving some of our favorite lines from our favorite witch.
Yes, and Winnie, sorrow is such sweet parting.
Let's go ahead and get one of the sad ones out of the way. This one's honestly a great lesson in timing. It really is. We, the viewers, are probably bawling our eyes out at this point, or at least on the verge of doing so, before Winifred pushes us over the edge. This line gives us 1 second to just take a deep breath and chuckle in the midst of having our hearts ripped from our chests. It's also a super fun play on Shakespeare, so it's one of those things where I'm kind of like squinting at it really hard going, was this scripted or did Kathy improv this line? Because honestly, I could see it going either way. I can't help cracking a smile when she says this, before I go back to crying.
I knew I left this cauldron on, didn't I tell you? Oh, I knew it.
This seems like a throwaway line. It's said right when they come back, so it's like someone coming home saying, hey, I knew I left the light on when we left earlier. What I love about this quote is that it's part of a much bigger joke that was actually cut from the movie. When the Sanderson sisters were being hanged, Mary actually asks Binks's mother to check to see if she left the cauldron on, assuming that she was just worried about, causing a forest fire, only to be shouted at by Binks's mom that she has no heart, and she's like, okay, you're right, I'm wrong. And it's actually really funny, and I'm bummed they didn't leave this part in because it makes this specific line so much funnier, because she was right. Mary really thought she left the cauldron on for 300 years, and I love that.
Okay, oh my God, as my memory serves me incorrectly.
Again, was this improv or was this scripted? Because it makes me chuckle every time. But the thing about this quote is, it's a blink and you miss it line. That's how clever it is. If you stop paying attention for even a second, you miss a gem of a joke. The delivery here is what really sells it, as Kathy plays it flawlessly. If you haven't caught this one before and you're just now realizing she says incorrectly, don't blink and try again.
I smell it. Winnie, I smell. I smell scrod. Scrod, it's a bottom dweller. You cook it sometimes with lovely breadcrumbs, a little bit of margarine, or oil. Olive oil is good when you have to cook it 350 degrees, or else it tastes really.
Like a dog with a ball, Mary is prone to distraction. This quote is a fine example of that, as she just kind of trails off into babbling after getting the smells mixed up. It's a funny line delivered in a funny way during a kind of suspenseful moment that in a horror movie would have us holding our breath. Once again, that sense of timing is spot on for this line, and it gets us giggling every time. Now, to be fair, for a long time, I wasn't exactly sure what she said at this moment, so I didn't get it until much later and after a quick Google. Once I did that, it became one of my favorite quotes. When I do something wrong in a video game, when my cat's about to do something she's not supposed to do, and meant many other intervals in my life, do I hear this quote play in my head. I even used it in one of my shorts when I lost a shiny Pokemon in battle here on the channel. I love this quote, and it's only one word. But it's one word delivered hilariously and loudly, and it grabs your attention. She's hysterical. She startles Winifred. I'm surprised Sarah didn't drive them into a building from the sudden shouting. It's hilarious.
Oh, Winnie, I'm surfing, cowabunga.
I wasn't the slightest bit prepared for this entire quote about the Broomies. Not even a little bit. And it continues to bring a smile to my face because I have to do the suspension of disbelief thing here and not question how the heck a 300-year-old witch knows what surfing is, number one, and how she knows the word cowabunga. I might be able to believe the cowabunga part because that was a big word in the 90s the first time they returned, so they could have heard it on the street. I'll give you that one. But to use it in the proper context of surfing, how? I just love it. I love it so much. It's so funny. It's the moment where I'm like, didn't think you could top the vacuum, and yet here we are, and you topped it. There's nothing else to say. I love this.
They're drowning a man! How charming!
Ever need a reminder of how twisted the Sanderson sisters are? Look no further than this quote by Mary Sanderson. Yes, we all know they're bobbing for apples, but it's hilariously dark to know she and the other two are reveling in what they think is a public drowning. I can't even with this line because it's just so freaking funny. It's said so joyfully. She's so giddy. She's so happy. But man, is it a messed up line. And you know what? I think I say this quote to myself more often than I really should. And you guys throw it in the stream chats all the time, which tells me this line of Mary's has just become quite iconic.
Since this promises to be a most dire and stressful evening, I suggest we form a calming circle.
If you looked up the definition of Mary Sanderson, this and one other quote would be right next to her name. This one in particular is my personal favorite of the two because it shows a little more of her personality. It gives us a chance to see Mary in charge for a brief moment of time. She takes command, she gets the other two in order, and she leads everyone in a calming moment to relieve some stress. I love this about her. She's determined to calm the stress for a successful night. Something I think we all need to do to get through life. We need more calming circles. Less social media and more calming circles.
Is that what I look like? Damn, girl, we look foxy.
You guys are probably surprised that this is in the number 2 seat of the list, but I have my reasons. First, it's funny. It's very funny. But beyond that, I know for a fact that this was not the original line that was written in the script for this scene. In an interview, Kathy said she changed it because the original reaction was for Mary to be insulted or something along those lines when she turned around and saw the drag queen. Instead, she wanted to be more positive and ad-libbed this line, making it more complimentary. And I think that is awesome. I like that she didn't want her character to be upset by a drag portrayal and changed the way the scene played out to reflect that. She has my total respect for making that decision, and honestly, who knows her character better than her? We don't see Mary angry about much, if anything, ever in these movies. So I think going this direction was the better play overall in terms of both being in character and being positive to reflect all of the fans of the franchise. Way to go, Kathy. Way to go.
I smell children.
I smell children. I smell children.
Well, we gotta be honest with ourselves. This is the most iconic quote belonging to Mary Sanderson. It's the one we hear her say the most, it directly connects to her powers, and it's the one everyone associates with her. It's also the quote on most of her merchandise. That or the calming circle. It's just iconic, and there honestly isn't a whole lot for me to say on it. It's a sinister line when you cut the comedy, but she says it in such a sing-songy tone most of the time that it doesn't seem threatening, which makes it even more threatening. You gotta love it, and don't think about it for too long or you'll scare yourself. There you go, guys. Those are the top 10 Mary Sanderson quotes from the Hocus Pocus movies. Was your favorite on the list? If not, let me know in the comments down below. If you're somehow seeing this, Kathy, We at the Fourth Sanderson Sister want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. Hope it's full of love, laughter, and light. As always, if you're new to my channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe. If you haven't, it's free. It helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. Tonight, over on Twitch, I'm playing Spirit of the North at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have more fun like that on the way, and I think tonight's gonna be the finale. So tune in and hop over and have some fun with us. Saturday night, we're back here with more Mary Sanderson Plays Pokemon Ruby Randomized Nuzlocke here on the channel at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I am really looking forward to playing more because she has got some awesome Pokemon now. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your birthday wishes for Kathy Najimy down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.